All right, what is going on, guys? Delton's back at you with another video.
Yeah, man. Week 2 predictions. Week 1 of the NFL season is in the books, and we want to welcome a special guest, man. Our boy Josh K from the UK. What's up, man?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Not too bad. How was life in the UK for you, man?
Yeah, it's good. Just starting college, so having to get the bus
Oh, good
at
shit.
7 in the morning.
Oh,
So-
damn. But yeah, week 2 predictions, man. He obviously is another guest for us to potentially win this. Ernie Mills, authentic signed Pittsburgh Steelers jersey at the end of the year and everything. But week 2, let's get into it. Thursday Night Football, we have the Buccaneers at the Panthers. What's your prediction, man?
I've got the Panthers winning 28-13. I don't see the Bucs getting anything out of this. The Panthers, I
Yeah.
don't think they'll be amazing this season, but they'll definitely be better than the Bucs. And the way Winston played last week, I just can't see them getting anywhere near the Panthers.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. I'm going to go with the Panthers as well, man. Let's see. The Panthers put up how many points last week?
27 against the Rams of all teams.
Yeah, so the Bucs.
I'm sorry, even if they're division rivals, they don't stand a chance. I mean, for God's sake, Winston threw 3 picks to, well, I think it was 3 picks to a Niners team that only had 2 picks overall last year.
Right, so, plus the Panthers are home, so I'm going to go 24-17.
I'm going to say Panthers 31-14.
Okay, now Sunday games, we have the Cardinals at the Ravens, man. We all know what the Ravens did last week, so what's your prediction, man?
No doubt in my mind here. I've got the Ravens 31-7. I just don't see Kyler doing anything behind that O-line. It's painful to watch. And the Ravens defense, even though they've had some setbacks, I think they'll just run right in this game.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to go with the Ravens as well. Marquise Brown is a guy that you honestly don't want to mess with. His speed and his route running is absolutely dangerous and will be dangerous in this league. The Cardinals, man, other than Larry Fitzgerald still being a goddamn monster, they ain't got shit. David Johnson's all right, honestly. I mean, he has the potential to be a great running back. It's just he's inconsistent for some reason, and that symbolizes the entire Cardinals team. And I agree. Kyler Murray, he did look good last week, but against a Ravens defense that is stacked and structured and powerful as hell, man, I agree. I don't think he stands a chance. I got the Ravens winning, let's say, 34-16.
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to say 28-17.
Okay. Now we have the Cowboys at the Redskins. What's your prediction, man?
I've got the Cowboys here. I've got them winning 26-14. I was really impressed with the Redskins on Sunday against the Eagles. It was a much closer game than I thought it'd be, and they were winning 17-0 at one point. But I just don't see them being able to beat the Cowboys. They've got a great defense, top 5 defense, and I don't think with Case Keenum at QB they can just get anywhere on that Cowboys defense.
Yeah, exactly. And I hear Darius Geis is dealing with an MC sprain or something like that, or something on his other knee, the knee that he didn't tear his ACL. So Geis might not play in this game. They have AP. They have Bryce Love, but I don't think Bryce Love was active last week. I'm not even sure if he's fully healthy, so I don't think that rushing game is going to do much. Saquon Barkley had a great game against the Cowboys, but the Redskins, man, I mean, AP's still good, but he's not 2012 AP. So, yeah, I got the Cowboys here. I can see Dak having another great game. I can definitely see Zeke having a monstrous game. Let's say the Cowboys win 27-13.
Yeah, I got the Dallas Cowboys. 32-20.
Okay. Now we have the Colts at the Titans, man. Another divisional game. What's your prediction, man?
Well, firstly, I'll say the Colts actually played really well on Sunday against the Chargers. And I know the Chargers have had some players lost, Melvin Gordon and Derwin James, to name a couple, but I thought the Colts hung with them really well. And considering it was Jacoby Brissett's first pro start in over a year, I think he did quite well. Having said that, the Titans' defense does look really good this year, looked great against the Browns, and did have its moments where it looked really good last year. So I think the Titans are going to win 20-16 in a low-scoring game.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely going to be one interesting game because the Titans show a lot of potential. I mean, we all knew they have the potential. They're just inconsistent. This will be another game to show if they are still inconsistent. And yeah, I agree. Brissett had a great game. T.Y. Hilton is on a mission. Marlon Mack, man, it's crazy to see him compared to last year. It's night and day with him. He's really grown into a player. I think they're going to depend on him a lot. So, see, this is tough because I want to say the Colts, but I don't know about the Titans. They're just one of those teams where you don't know. You don't know what to expect from them. So I'm going to go the safe route. I'm going to go with the Colts. They did real good against the Chargers team, although, like you said, they did lose a few players. But I can see Derrick Henry having another monstrous game because Austin Eckler, who was a backup pretty much 2 months ago, just absolutely destroyed the Colts defense. So, you know what? I'm going to go with the Titans here. I can see, yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans. I'm actually going to agree with your score prediction, 20-16.
And can I just say quickly, I don't think the Titans are going to do anything this year, anything more than maybe the wild card, just because of Marcus Mariota. I just can't see them going anywhere with him. And I think if they don't draft a QB in this year's draft, they'll have to go with one next year because this defense is looking really good and he's just going to hold them back from potentially getting to a conference championship or even further.
Exactly. Very well said, man. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, Titans look good against the Browns, but like you said, Dan, they're inconsistent. You just can't trust them. You really can't. Even in their home opener, you can't trust them. And the fact is, the division rival, the Colts have always had their number, even when they sucked. So I think I'm gonna go with the Colts here. Brissett looked great. The Colts looked great. They went to overtime against the Chargers of all teams, and Chargers are stacked. Yeah, they're losing some players, but they're still stacked.
Right.
And the Colts held their end of the stick for the most part, so I'm gonna go with the Colts here. I'm gonna say 28-24.
Okay, I see why you said that, but I still lean on Derrick Henry a lot with the Titans because, dude, the past 2 years, man, like including this year, he's on a mission. You see the list of running backs in this league, the guys that are ahead of him, and he's trying to sneak his way up there. So I don't know. I think they're going to lean a lot on the Titans, but I see why you say the Colts completely. But next game, man, we have the Seahawks at the Steelers. Josh K., you are, of course, a Steelers fan. So what's your prediction, man?
Right, so I'm not going to go into whatever the fuck that was on Sunday night or else I'm going to start ranting. But
Right.
I also watched the Seahawks on Sunday and they really didn't impress me. They were playing the Bungles, but it was 21-20 and they weren't good at all. Having said that, neither were we. So I see a really close game and possibly a little biasness, but I see us coming out on top 24-21. Close game. I think it will be low scoring in the first half and it'll kind of open up in the final quarter. But I think we'll just get past it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree. One of the main reasons why is because, you look at the resume that the Steelers have. When they usually have a terrible performance, they always bounce back with a great performance, especially Ben Roethlisberger, and especially since it's the home opener. This team is going to be hyped. The city's going to be hyped. The stadium's going to be loud. There's going to be terrible towels all around. So the Steelers are definitely going to be hyping on a mission. And definitely got a rebound from last week's debacle. So I agree. I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I'm going to go 27-20.
See, I'm going to go with the Steelers, but I want to go back to what you said about the resume of the Steelers having a terrible game then bouncing back. We said that last year before the Chargers game, and look what happened. We had a terrible performance against the Broncos. We went back home primetime Sunday night, and we lost to the Chargers by a field goal. I don't know. I mean,
I see what you're saying. You don't know what to expect from this team.
I mean, you really can't, especially with Tomlin. But I'm going to go with the Steelers right here. I agree with Josh K. Seattle barely beat the Bungles of all freaking teams.
They let John Ross, who didn't do shit his entire career, have a career game, and they didn't even have A.J. Green. They had Andy Dalton throw for over 400 yards, and he had John Ross.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, when it comes to Ben Roethlisberger and Juju Smith-Schuster, I think they can do just as much, maybe even a little better if you ask me.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to say 24-20. Yeah, 24-20.
Okay. Now we have the Bills at the Giants, man. Oh, God. What's your prediction?
Well, I think it goes without saying the Giants are awful just horrible, and they showed it last week. They didn't hand it off to Barkley at all, which I thought they'd end up doing quite a lot, but he didn't get as many carries as I thought. But if they keep giving him the ball, I think they can make it close, but I still don't see them being able to beat the Bills. I think it'll be 23-16.
Yeah. And I agree. They should have given. I think he only had 11 carries. Saquon fucking Barkley. Now he had over 100 yards on those carries, man. He did what he could with those carries. He made the most out of it. But Giants definitely got to depend on Barkley because you're not going to depend on Eli Manning and Sterling Shepard, who's now in concussion protocol.
See, that's the thing with the Giants. They always depend on Eli Manning. They have too much faith in him.
I don't know why.
Neither do I. I really don't. You got a guy like Saquon Barkley, yet you're going to keep throwing to Eli Manning. That's not the smart thing to do, especially if he has no receivers.
Right.
At all. And especially against the Bills, who has a very underrated secondary and defense overall. Like, Eli Manning's going to struggle.
Right.
And Barkley's literally going to be the only hope.
Yeah.
The Giants are smart. They're running with Barkley, but it's the fucking Giants we're talking about. So I'm going to go with the Bills here. I'm going to say 20-17.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Bills as well. Josh Allen, who had a pretty bad game, but definitely came back and threw a game-winning touchdown. I think that shows a lot and speaks volumes about the character and the player of Josh Allen and how much he could eventually become. I think he could have another good game against the Giants. So I'm going to go with the Bills. I don't see much from this game. I think it's going to be boring as hell. I'm going to say 16-10.
All right.
So, 49ers and the Bengals, man. Talk about two inconsistent teams. What's your prediction, man?
I've got the 49ers here, 21-18. I didn't think they were amazing against the Bucs, but Jameis kind of won the game for them. But
Yeah.
I think they'll be decent this year. I think they'll push for a wild card spot near the end of the season. So yeah, I think they'll beat the Bengals, even though that I still don't think they're going to be to their full potential.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the Niners have the players. I mean,
they have the talent, but
Garoppolo, in my opinion, is overrated. Their running backs can't stay healthy. Their receivers outside of George Kittle, I mean, I'm not sure if you saw the highlights or the game or anything, but there was a shit ton of penalties. I swear to God, the Niners should have blown out the Buccaneers on how many touchdowns that were taken back. So, and if they can decrease that against the Bengals, I definitely think the Niners can win this game. I think Kittle can have a monstrous game. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Niners here. I'm going to say, let's say 24-17.
I'm actually going to go with the Bengals in this one because of how they played in Seattle against Seattle. Obviously, Seattle's the more stacked and talented team than the Niners. You know, I think the Bengals can actually stand a chance against San Francisco, especially in Cincinnati in their home opener. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I'm going to say 27-21.
Okay. Now we have the Chargers at the Lions, man. What's your prediction, man?
I've got the Chargers here, and I think it'll be a big score. I think they'll win 33-6. The Lions are terrible. And they will be terrible. I don't think the Chargers are Super Bowl contenders this year. I think they'll struggle early because of the injuries they've got, but they'll still easily get past the Lions.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
sold
mean, the
on
Lions.
Matt Patricia whatsoever.
No, I completely agree. I mean, the Lions, they had the game in the bag, man, but they let a rookie quarterback, right? I mean, he's the number one overall pick. He has high standards, but they let a rookie quarterback come back and tie the game. I mean, and he wasn't doing shit all game. So, yeah, I don't believe in the Lions whatsoever. I'm not on their hype. I never was. So I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think Austin Eckler has another great game. I think their receivers just continue to dominate. I think their defense, I think Bosa is going to have a career game here, honestly. The Lions don't have too bad of a line, but Bosa is unblockable. So, yeah, I'm going to go to the Chargers here. I'm going to go 31-16.
I'm going to go with San Francisco. Lions don't stand a chance whatsoever. I don't care if it's in Detroit. Chargers are too stacked of a team. Probably one of the most talented teams in the NFL. I'm going to say 34-17.
Okay, now we have a damn good game, man. We have the Vikings. This is an NFC North rivalry. We have the Vikings at the Packers, bro. What's your prediction?
I've got the Packers here, 31-25. I see this is the possible game of the week. It's a division game, so that always makes it more exciting. But
Yeah.
I don't think the Vikings will have enough to get past the Packers, especially at Lambeau Field. I was impressed by the Packers against the Bears, but I thought Rodgers missed some passes, didn't really hit his best, but I think the Packers will do enough here.
Yeah. I really like the Packers defense. I think it's very underrated. I think it has so much potential to be top 10, possibly top 5. They have so much great talent there. But I will say, man, they're facing Mitchell Trubisky, and he's fucking trash. I'm not taking anything away from the Packers defense whatsoever. But now it's Kirk Cousins. He's trash too. But, I mean, we're talking Adam Thielen. We're talking Dalvin Cook, who is fucking, he is...
A monster when healthy.
Yeah, he is. He is a new man. So
And you got Stephon Diggs, you got Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith.
yeah, but again, it's in Lambeau. Now the Packers aren't invincible in Lambeau, but I mean, I have no idea. I think this could be a good defensive bout, honestly, because the Vikings defense still looks good too. Anthony Smith, their new safety, number 41. He got
Anthony Harris.
No, I thought it was Anthony Smith.
I thought it was Anthony Harris.
I think it's nonetheless.
His name's Anthony. He actually did very well for the Vikings last week against the Falcons.
Right.
I think it was.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know which way to go.
I'm just gonna go with the Packers because it's in Lambeau, home field advantage, and I can't trust Kirk Cousins. I really can't.
Yeah.
When it comes to away games for Kirk Cousins, he does absolutely awful. So I'm gonna go with the Packers. I'm gonna say 30-21.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Vikings here because I don't trust the Packers' offensive scheme. I really think they really should depend a lot on Aaron Jones, but they're not. I understand A-Rod is a hell of a quarterback, but that doesn't mean you have to depend on him 95% of the time. You really need to spread the ball around with Aaron Jones and everything. I think that the Vikings are going to do something the Packers don't, and that's give the ball to the running back with Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison, who also they look they're pretty much the same player. You know, they both have dreadlock powers. They both run the same. They're both powerful runners. So I think the Vikings can definitely win this, but I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go, let's say 28-27.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be very close, man. Now we have the Jags who, what's his name? Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew II, yes.
Yeah.
He will be starting because Nick Foles is on IR with a broken left clavicle.
Yeah, and they're facing the Texans who, I mean, just had a hell of a game against the Saints on Monday Football. So what's your prediction, man?
I've got the Texans winning this 24-9. Like I said before we came on, I was really impressed with the Texans last night. And providing they can protect Deshaun Watson, I think they could be in for a really successful year. The Jags we know the defense is good, but they really don't have anything on offense. So I think the Texans will win this fairly comfortably.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree. I mean, like you said, the Jags have the defense. They have the playmakers. They have arguably one of the better defensive back duos with Jalen Ramsey and AJ Boye. And I understand it's Patrick Mahomes, but on his first touchdown, Sammy Watkins caught about a 15-yard pass, and he did the rest. I mean, they let Sammy Watkins, who was the 4th overall pick a few years back, but he hasn't done shit his entire career. He caught 3 touchdown passes, nearly 200 yards on the Jacksonville defense. So, and Will Fuller, if he can stay healthy, we all know he's a touchdown and deep threat machine. DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best receiver in the league. Deshaun Watson had a hell of a game, is really showing that he is improving a lot. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Texans here. Minshew had a good showing against the Chiefs defense, but I don't know if the Chiefs defense is either still terrible or whether their defense is still terrible or he's next Tom Brady, but I don't think Minshew's going to do much. They got Josh Dobbs, so I don't think he's going to do much either, so I'm going to go with Texans here. Let's say 26 to 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston. It's their home opener after a devastating loss, after a great game against the States. They're going to want to go back home against a division rival and get a much needed win at home. So I'm gonna go with Houston. I'm gonna say 31-20.
Okay. Now we have the absolute biggest blowout of the week coming at you. We have the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. I don't think I need to ask you this question, Mr. K, but what is your prediction?
I've got the Dolphins. No, I
Get the
don't.
fuck.
Just before all the Patriots fans attack me in the chat because last year in the playoffs I picked against them twice. So I'm not a Patriots hater. So before you come on saying that British dude hates the Patriots, well, actually I do, but I'm not going to pick against them. I think they'll win 42-3. However, that it would be more, but I think they'll bring Jarrett Stidham on at halftime, and I think he'll play the second half. And the reason I say that is because Belichick was speaking all preseason about how high he was. He knows that Stidham is Brady's successor. So what better time to give him some game opportunity in a regular season game than against a team like the Dolphins? And plus, they won't want to risk Brady's health in a pointless game like this where, they'll blow them out. So 42-3 seems about right.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, this is a guaranteed win. This is a bye week. Like, they're getting an extra bye week. This is practice to them. Like, what the really? Like, the Dolphins, Lamar Jackson just destroyed them last week. Mark Ingram destroyed them. Marquise Brown destroyed them, man.
Robert Griffin III came in and destroyed them.
Yeah, so, like you said, I can see Jarrett Stidham coming in the second half. I can totally see the Patriots going up, like you said, 42-3 or whatever, in the first half alone, and having Jarrett Stidham just come in the second half and taking care of it. I could see him throwing in an additional 2 touchdowns. What the fuck? And I'm not kidding with my prediction. And let's not forget, they're getting Antonio Brown this week. Okay, so we all know how dominant and strong the Patriots' offense already is. Now they're getting arguably the best receiver in the league in Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding with my prediction. Huge shout out to Still Maine. I know you're watching this because you got to get our predictions going for the NFL poll that we're in on Facebook and everything. Master shout out to him. I'm not kidding with my prediction whatsoever. 64-10.
Wow.
I
I
think they get a garbage time touchdown. Only because they're in their own house.
I can absolutely see it. I'm sorry, Dolphins don't stand a chance. Yes, they're in Miami. Dolphins usually beat the Patriots at least one time a year. It's always in their home, but the Dolphins don't have anybody.
They are tanking, obviously, and you're not going to beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick with Ryan Fitzpatrick. No chance.
Exactly. Although I'd be severely fucking pissed if the Dolphins do beat the Patriots with fucking nobodies, but the Steelers couldn't even score 1 touchdown.
Go figure. But that's not happening.
Nonetheless, the Patriots, I'm going to say 69-0. You see what I did there?
69, yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt. Patriots, honestly, man, this shouldn't even be a game. After what the Dolphins did last week, just don't even show up. This should not even be broadcast, man. We all know what's going to happen. Damn.
Well, if you've heard the news that's coming out, it sounds like some of the Dolphins players won't be showing up. If you've heard, some players, at least 2 apparently requested a trade after the game against the Ravens. Now, obviously, we don't know which players they are, but that just made me laugh because a team is horrible when after one game, multiple players are requesting trades.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It's just week 1. I can't really blame the Dolphins players, but I feel like they're a little selfish. They're tanking. So it's either get along with the ride or just they want, get the fuck out. If
they're so good to demand a trade, then, why didn't they step up?
Yeah, exactly.
If they're the ones that are going to come out and say, I want to be traded, step up. Don't just, go along for the ride and then ask for a trade straight away. It's just
exactly
not what you want.
Exactly, yeah. But nonetheless, man, we have the Chiefs at the Raiders. What's your prediction, man?
I've got the Chiefs here. Now, what made me laugh was John Gruden saying we're going to go out and beat the Chiefs. I thought that was funny. It's not when 34-17. Mahomes looks as good as ever. The Chiefs look strong, and even without Tyreek Hill, which is how it looks, I think they'll, get past the Raiders quite comfortably. Although the Raiders do look okay without a man that will remain unnamed.
Right. But then again, they're facing the Broncos, who are just god awful. I mean, they got Joe Flacco at quarterback. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders is like the only guy that's doing shit. Philip Lindsay ain't doing shit. I mean, the defense sure as hell wasn't doing shit. They got 0 sacks, but they have Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. So, I mean, credit to the offensive line for the Raiders for stepping up and everything, but how do you have those two guys and not eclipse 1 sack? That's sad.
Exactly.
But that just shows you how terrible the Broncos are. And the Raiders just took advantage, but they're facing the Chiefs. So this is obviously an old school rivalry, man. We all know these two teams hate each other and everything. They're going into Oakland, but the Chiefs are definitely going to win this game, in my opinion. I'm going to go 35 to 21.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs. I'm gonna say 31-14.
Okay. Now, arguably the most anticipated game of the entire week, and I know for sure I'll be watching this game after the Steelers game. Saints at the Rams. We all know what happened in the championship game last year, or this past year, but yeah, what's your prediction, man?
I've got the Rams 30-27. I think they're still going to be limited with the amount of balls, with the amount of carries that they can give Gurley, but I think the emotion might get the better of the Saints, and I don't think the Saints looked particularly great last night. I mean, obviously they did well to come back and get the game, but they didn't look all that impressive. I mean, I think they'll take a small step back this year, and I think the Rams will win in a close game.
Yeah. I think this is definitely going to be close. This honestly could be another very high-scoring game because the Rams defense allowed... Now, it's Christian McCaffrey, but they allowed 27 points to the Panthers offense, who, I mean, all they have is Christian McCaffrey. The Saints defense, nothing against Deshaun Watson or their receivers or the Texans offense, but, they allowed, 27 points, so... or 28 points nonetheless, but this could be definitely a high-scoring game because both offenses are just high.
They're high-powered. They're unstoppable. They're dominant. They're stacked.
Right.
So both defenses could really struggle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I really like the Saints this year, but I gotta go with the Rams. I agree with what you said, Josh. So I'm gonna say the Rams win 38-35.
Okay. I do agree with what you and Josh have said, but I'm going to go with the Saints right here.
Okay.
After what happened in that NFC Championship game, the Saints are going to want revenge. The Saints are going to want redemption, especially the fans in New Orleans and everything. So I'm going to go with the Saints here. It's definitely going to be a competitive game, probably not just game of the week, game of the year more than likely.
Possibly.
I'm going to say Saints. I'm going to say 34-31. Will Lutz gets a game-winning field goal once again.
Okay. Now we have the Bears at the terrible Broncos. What's your prediction, man?
Bears 21-6. I don't think Trubisky's going to put up a load of points, but the Bears will get at least 3 turnovers, I imagine. And
yeah,
the Broncos just look awful. They were not great yesterday. I think they'll go 5-11, something like that.
Yeah.
But
most.
even though the Bears, their offense couldn't do anything on Thursday, they'll still easily win in Denver.
Yeah, no doubt. The key for the Bears, honestly, in my opinion, is give the ball to David Montgomery. We all saw what Josh Jacobs did against the Broncos rushing defense. So do the same thing with David Montgomery. Dude can ball. Let him ball. And I'm not only saying that because I have him in fantasy, but definitely let him ball and everything. I would not trust Trubisky after last week. So I would just hand it off to the rushing game most of the time. And the Bears' defense is still strong as hell. And they got Joe Flacco starting. Oh, God. What the fuck are you thinking, Elway? Like, really? Joe Flacco. You're going to trade for Joe. That is your solution for this year. God bless you. So I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to say 24-3.
Easily the Bears. 27-6.
Yeah. So, and Sunday Night Football, we have the Eagles at the Falcons. What's your prediction, bro?
Well, before the Sunday games, I'd have probably said the Falcons, but they didn't look very good against the Vikings at all.
Right.
It wasn't even close. So, and I think the Eagles, maybe they won't make the Super Bowl, but I think the Eagles have a deep playoff run. So I've got the Eagles 26-23.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I was really high on the Falcons this year with them getting most of their defense back. They let Kirk Cousins shit all over him. He has fantastic weapons around him, but it's Kirk Cousins. I mean, he shows up when he wants to. I guess he decided to show up for once. But the Eagles' offense, I mean, Carson Wentz is great. Deshaun Jackson is still arguably the best deep threat in the league. I can see him having another great game. I can see Miles Sanders. Now, Miles Sanders honestly had a good game last year. Statistically, he didn't, but most of his plays were taken back due to holding penalties. So if they can limit that, I can see Miles Sanders having another great game,
Right.
or having a statistically great game. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. Now it's gonna be tough to stop Julio Jones and everything, but
I mean, no one really stops Jones, no matter what.
right. I mean, Xavier Rhodes can, but that's pretty much it. But then again, that's Mike Zimmer. He knows how to shut down the Falcons' offense. Eagles' defense isn't as strong as the Vikings, but I can definitely see the Eagles still walking away with a win here on Sunday Night Football. So I'm gonna say, let's say 24-18.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Philadelphia. Falcons, I don't know what the hell happened to them. I know it's week 1, but they just don't look the same.
No, they don't.
They really don't. I'm going to say Eagles 27-17.
Yeah. And Monday Night Football to close out week 2, guys. We have the Cleveland Browns at the New York Jets. What's your prediction, man?
Pains me to say it, but I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns here. I've got them winning
Yeah.
23-21. I think they'll have realised that they could have won that game on Sunday. They made loads of mistakes, but I don't think the Browns will be a bad team this year as they show on Sunday. I'm definitely not on the Browns hype train, but I think they'll win this game.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I see why you say that. I mean, the Jets got 4 defensive turnovers and still lost the fucking game. Really? I mean, the
And
Jets.
what does that say about the Jets, really?
Yeah.
I'm not sold
But then
on
again, I mean,
Donald, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I see why you say that. Their defense, honestly, I really like. Mosley, Adams. Who else they got? Their defensive line's real nice.
Williams,
So,
May,
right. So,
Johnson, guys like that. Like,
right. So, the Browns, man, I don't want to say they got exposed, but they definitely are still looking like the usual Cleveland Browns. I mean, they lost to what could be a still inconsistent Tennessee Titans team. I can see Le'Veon Bell having a great game here. I feel like last week was a way for him to, shake off the rust and, get going back into the football groove and everything. I can see him having another. I could see him having a great game here, similar to how Derrick Henry did last week. I want to say the Browns, but I just don't trust them. I don't.
I'm going with the Jets. I'm going to go with the New York Jets, not because I want the Browns to lose, just because I feel like after a heavily defensive performance by the Jets and still losing, coming into where was the Buffalo and Jets game last week? Was it Buffalo?
I think it was. I believe it was Buffalo. I can't remember.
Well, nonetheless, after a terrible performance by the Jets, they're going to want to come back and try to get a win here, especially with the team they got.
Right.
They're not great, but they're not awful either. They have a talented team, but they're not good either. And plus, Le'Veon Bell usually is a Browns killer. He usually owns them no matter where he is. So
Right.
I think Bell will have a very good game here, I will admit. I'm going to go with the Jets, but I'm going to say this is actually very low scoring. I'm going to say 17-14.
Okay. This is a shot in the dark. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I can see Le'Veon Bell just carrying this team to a victory on Monday Night Football. So, I have no clue. 14 to 10. Honestly, I just don't see much from either team. I'm not interested in this game whatsoever.
Why would anybody be?
So, none of these teams just speak out to me. The Browns, yeah, they have a dream team. They have all this hype, but they still look like the usual Browns, and the Jets are the Jets. So, there's no reason why I should go out to watch this game. So, I'm just going to go with the Jets here.
All right.
14-10. So, anyway, guys, that is our Week 2 predictions with Josh K, man. Massive shout-out, massive thank you to Josh K, man, for joining us. And I believe we'll see you again week 10. I got to get my weeks
week
going.
10.
But yeah, so we'll see you again week 10. Again, thanks a lot for joining us. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Give us your guys' predictions down in the comments below. And, of course, Josh K, you are more than welcome to join us with the piece. So, Bob, sign us out.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace!